Ross, today NAB has announced its full year result for 2023. What do you see as the highlights of the result and how's the bank performing financially?
Yeah, look, it was a strong result, $7.7 billion of cash earnings, which was well up on last year. We also announced an increased dividend this year, second half at 84 cents on top of the 83 for the first half, so a full dividend of 167, which is up on last year. Our return on equity, I was very pleased with it, 12.9%. So the bank is doing what it should be doing, which is doing the basics well, and therefore it flows through to our shareholders. We've also been growing the bank in our core franchise of our business and private bank, and probably the most exciting thing is that it's the largest business banking franchise in Australia, and it continues to grow. And over the last 3 years, not only have we had asset growth in that business well over 30%, we've also had great deposit growth and new customers and transaction accounts in that business, so very strong.
And even in a tough environment, you see some growth opportunities for NAB?
We're certainly seeing it across our business bank. We're seeing real opportunities, particularly on the transaction account and the savings accounts and the sort of likes of terms deposits. We've had very strong growth in those markets over the last few years, and we see those will continue to grow. There are pockets of the market that we do also see in business and in our corporate institutional. And our retail business is going well, but it's a pretty tough market out there in home mortgages. The margin on home mortgages is probably some of the lightest and thinnest I've seen in my time in banking in Australia. But overall, still good opportunities. And BNZ, we still think that there's a franchise that can continue to grow. So whilst we're primarily in Australia and New Zealand, we think there's some really good opportunities for our bank, both NAB and BNZ, our core franchises, to grow very nicely.
So how would you see the economic environment? Because we've had 13 interest rate increases, I think, since May last year. What's the feedback from customers about that?
Well, look, customers, there are several layers of customers out there, obviously. First off, the economy is still quite strong, and thus another increase from the Reserve Bank this week. They're obviously feeling that inflation is, they use the word stubborn, and I think it is the right word. Whilst inflation has come off, it's still staying at a level that's too high for the Reserve Bank, and I think for the average Australian, because we're seeing, it doesn't matter what item it is at the supermarket or petrol, and you're seeing it through energy costs, and pretty much everything you touch continues to go up. And that's the impact of inflation, and we need to stomp it out pretty quickly. So inflation's coming down, but it's stubborn, but the economy itself is still in okay shape. We do not see a recession. We still see Australia growing through 2024, but it will feel a lot slower. And that's what a lot of our customers are finding. It's getting tougher, and they're having to make decisions about where do they spend their money. And that will have an impact over time, which is probably what's needed to get inflation down.
So, Ross, in a tougher economic environment, there are bound to be some people who are doing it hard. What should those people do?
Yeah, look, there will be in this economy where, inflation's taken off, interest rates have gone up, things have gone much more difficult for a lot of customers. My advice is please ring us early. If you're a NAB customer, ring us early so that we can get our great NAB Assist team to help you out and get you back on your feet again as quickly as possible. So that's the advice to them. It won't be felt evenly across all parties. There'll be some doing well and some that are really hurting. Call early.
Okay, thanks very much, Ross.
Thank you.